Hi everyone, welcome to this short video on the first pledge of the POW Pledge about risks, climate risks and resilience planning. So this first one really is to focus on the mind on what impacts climate change will have on your business and what you can be doing about that. So it doesn't ask anything about how you're going to cut emissions and therefore mitigate climate change. This is all about that adaptation. So it's not about ways in which you could reduce your carbon footprint. It's ways that you can be resilient to those impacts. So in terms of our step-by-step guide, firstly, having a few minutes to review what impacts a changing climate will have on your organization and its supply chains. So there's some examples on the right here, melting ice, rising sea levels. So in terms of if you're a tour operator, for example, there will be shorter ski seasons. They already have shortened by a month since the 70s, and there's less snow security. So what, just in step one, listing these, or if you're a brand or a retailer, then the extreme weather events might impact your supply chain and your ability to deliver. There's lots of examples depending on what type of business you are. Have a think about how that's going to impact you. It might also be not just those direct environmental impacts in terms of, hotter summers, wetter winters, but also be knock-on implications of that. So some higher elevation resorts might become more expensive because the lower elevation ones aren't able to operate anymore. So think about the knock-on implications, also costs from like increased energy prices up the supply chain and things like that. So can you identify those first of all, and list those out in point 2, and there is a worksheet for this in our workbook if you want to take quite a detailed approach. And then think about how you can be responsive and mitigate this risk. It's kind of like a risk management approach you would take for health and safety, but for climate risks, right? So what can you change to mitigate, reduce these risks happening to you? So if it is a short season, maybe not planning on those weeks in your financial forecasts. If it's extreme weather events, how can you have a resilience plan for that? And so on, depending on your type of business. Planning in for changes in costs from your suppliers and so on. If you go to indoor snow domes, looking at the price of those potentially going up because the price of energy might go up, how can you, does your business plan still make sense in that situation, for example? So list out some of those changes and responses you can make to mitigate the risks and reduce the risks that you've identified. And then there's some more information here to help you do all this. So all you need to do, all we'd want to see is some information on this. There's some more information here on what you'll need. And then, relevant types of risks here from the TCFD, highlighted in the diagram as well, but some areas to think about. So some of these chronic physical risks, such as snow cover or snow level, sea level rise, heat waves, through to, as I mentioned, technology risk, reputational risks, markets, changes in pricing, and a bunch of other useful links here, depending on your type of organization or how thorough you want to be with this step. And as ever, if you want to ask us some further questions, our email address is here. And if you need further help again, then you can get some consultants looking at this for you. So hopefully that's helped with the first POW Pledge, and we look forward to businesses making progress on this point of understanding how to reduce the risks of climate change on your business.